Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the end of week number 4. This is your 5th recap as we are inching ourselves closer and closer to conference championships and the ever-so-wanted states. I'm sure you're noticing I'm here by myself as we wish Eli a very speedy recovery. He was not feeling well today, so you're going to have to put up with me, but that's just fine. It's the same recap show as always, just to give you guys a couple good segments on what's going on across the entirety of the state of North Carolina for the high school esports leagues. We'll have updates from STEM. We'll have updates for Rocket League, Super Smash Brothers, Overwatch 2, and college football, and everything else in between. It should be a very fun show indeed. And we love to shout all you guys out that are continuously showing up to all your matches. Of course, it means a lot to us personally to be able to see the competition ramping on up, especially ahead of the conference championships, which all of that information and some more, you can find everything on the Not Work platform. Been a fantastic season so far as we're getting towards the end of the fall season. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight in towards Rocket League and where things currently stand all the way across the state of North Carolina. A lot of Sandhills teams still kind of duking it out. When it comes down to it for Rocket League, you're looking for top 8. So a lot of teams still sitting on the bubble, both in and out. And when it comes down to these last few different weeks of competitions, things might get shaken up ever so slightly. Still a lot of undefeated teams, though, when it comes down to all 3 regions. And a couple of those undefeated teams have not dropped games. You still have the 2 for Piedmont, Charter, Community, and West Forsyth for Western. For CMS, still a lot of different teams to kind of lose at least that first game, but I'm sure that as we get ourselves closer and closer towards conference championships, that is all suggested to change. I think the biggest thing to stand out for me personally from the Charlotte and the CMS region as a whole are the esports legends. They went up against the top dog of Audrey Cale A this past week and kind of disposed of them pretty darn swiftly. So definitely keep your eyes out for them, as well as Rocky River A. They are continuing to show what they have to offer. So here's a couple of different clips, especially coming from everything that we had. Starting off with Durham Arts versus East Forsyth. This is a Western matchup, and, well, when it comes down to it, East Forsyth, a very good school that has been playing in the VESL Esports League for quite some time. Durham Arts, though, has definitely been showing and testing their mettle, specifically when it comes to Rocket League. For East Forsyth versus Durham Arts, this is still the early doors of this game number 2. You can see the Durham Arts have been able to take that game number 1. Good aerial maneuvers coming through, but the save and the steal will come through from Fig. Demolition should at least cause for a little bit of a power play, but it's not going to be the case at all, as these Forsyths are still moving the ball downfield. Now going to flip it back over towards their side of the field. Backboarded, but nobody in a position to maybe take advantage of that centering. Fig trying to put the ball in a position to take advantage of, but another save comes through. Good defensive rotations coming from East Forsyth. Fig still hanging around the joint, though, trying to at least get another shot on goal. Narrowly misses. The defense has been absolutely superb as that game had concluded. Onslow Early College versus C-Tech. Moving things over towards the Sandhill region now. Again, Onslow Early College has constantly been showcasing what they've had to offer in the Sandhills region. Same could be said for C-Tech across all of our 4 seasonal games. This one very, very close. Just a goal separating these two in a swing game number 3. And just with 48 seconds remaining, you'd have to imagine that Onslow Early College are feeling the pressure. Ball almost able to go into C-Tech's net, but the rotation for the defense will be superb. BDM trying to at least set something up for maybe a little bit of a clear, but it only goes south for C-Tech, as Onslow Early College did a fantastic job at just being able to get that ball in a position off of a very unfortunate touch coming through from the C-Tech defense. And Onslow Early College were able to tie up that game right there. 36 seconds remain here in that game number 3. So you can only imagine the pressure that these two schools are feeling, especially for conference championships coming around the corner. Off the get-go, 6 seconds. I thought that ball was for sure going into the net, but will not be the case. T2 it, going to be able to at least get the clear, kind of struggling to get it out of the corner, so that just means that Onslow Early College are going to be able to take advantage of it. Aerial battle for the clear. C-Tech will be able to find all of that plus a little bit more, but Onslow Early College, relentless. 8 seconds remain, and we'll go into overtime with the ball getting closer towards C-Tech's net. Good defense coming through again. Just has to touch the floor. Able to at least maneuver for a little bit of a juggle, and it will indeed touch the floor, so overtime will ensue between Onslow Early College and C-Tech. You'll see the clock. It'll start counting up rather than down. The first to score will take this massive game number 3, and it could be the difference maker as far as the best of 5 will go. Good early touch coming through. Back over towards C-Tech's side of the field. Onslow Early College trying to set themselves up for maybe a quick goal, but it gets cleared by C-Tech. Back towards midfield. Good centering. Nobody in the goal. It bounces off the top and the bottom of the board before it just gingerly rolls in towards the net. It was an unorthodox goal, but C-Tech, with 25 seconds into overtime, will take this game number 3. Definitely love to see that coming through. The grit coming through from C-Tech, I should notably say. The ball spent most of the time on their side of the field, but how about this? As soon as we hop in towards Cata versus Piedmont, a little bit of CMS action coming your way. This was a very high-scoring affair between some of the top dogs that we have here in the CMS region. Piedmont, I believe, might still be undefeated, if not 3-1, but I know that Cata, their A team, is definitely one to be not taken lightly. Let's put it that way. Lil Joe, Torin, and I guess JMZN is definitely a trio to be on the lookout for, as we are all tied up here in this game number 1. Ball back over towards Cata's side of the field. They should be able to at least get the clear, but Cammy's right there to be able to get a nice little touch. And how about the aerial juggle? Almost takes it all the way to the house, but Lil Joe will be right there for the clear. JMZN trying to get a breakaway play, but didn't have enough boosts. 8 seconds remain here in this game number 1, and we might just see overtime come through for this Charlotte matchup. The CMS region, a lot of heavy hitters, and well, it'll just get batted down there at the end of the day. So, overtime will ensue. Game number 1 going into overtime could end up setting the pace for the rest of this best of 5, how all things included. Don't know why it says best of 7. We only play best of 5s here as far as Rocket League are concerned. Ball will stay neutral. Lil Joe trying to get a nice little touch. JMZN's all the way into the back of the net, but he has no boost, and now that corner boost is actually going to get stolen away from him. So Piedmont might have a little bit of an advantage. Hayden actually going to take the ball away from Kami as they were trying to at least set up a little bit of play themselves, but didn't have enough boost to do so. Dinesh on the opposite side. Going to be able to get a nice little aerial touch. Should be backboarded here. Centered for themselves. No, actually bumps into his teammate there of Hayden. A little bit of miscommunication coming through for Piedmont. So they need to try to recollect themselves or maybe just wait for the right moment to strike. Dinesh cuts back through midfield, and he will score that first goal in overtime. Took 43 seconds, but Piedmont are able to take that game number 1 as the CMS region will continue to roar on as far as Rocket League is concerned. We are continuously seeing everybody up their game continuously, as it has been a spectacle to say the least, talking with every single RD, whether we're looking over at Sandhills, the Western region, and then of course my region there for CMS alongside my RD of Trey. We just love to be able to see the continuous competition being ramped up as well. But we can always end up taking a lot more of an in-depth look so long as you continuously supplement us with all of this fantastic gameplay, not to mention how you can continuously go onto the Network platform and take a look at Chief Beast videos for his Rocket League content in the curriculum. You're almost up to about 5 different videos. So, well, again, whether you're a filthy casual or you're trying to make states, you can definitely find value with those videos as well. But it's not just that we have on the Network platform as well. We've also been having a lot of fun, myself included, with a lot of different segments that we've been uploading to YouTube Shorts, not to mention a lot of clips. Here's a little segment on that.
Does your character look like they would be very loud?
No. Do you feel like your character is smoldering?
Hey, I think I need one more demonstration. Do they look like they could be your parents?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Does your character closely resemble somebody in the office? No. No, okay.
Is your character Captain Falcon?
No. Is your character Soldier 76?
Is your character Sigma?
What, the Sigma? Yes, he is. Is your character Zero Samus? No.
This is always really, really funny. Again, the character guest who myself and RD Eli, we actually had a good time doing that just last week for you all as well, where, again, he's not here to defend himself, but there's not a whole lot of defense when you lose 0-2. Sorry, Eli. Hope you are feeling better at home. But, yeah, very fun stuff coming through. You can find all of that, plus a little bit more at VESL.gg on Instagram and as well for YouTube Shorts as well through all the VESL update channels to boot. But just because we're only playing fun games, whether it's Guess Who and you just saw saw what's happening for Rocket League, how about some Super Smash Bros. Coverage for you as well? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the #1 game for participants across the entirety of the state of North Carolina, and you all are really showing out. We have a lot of good competitors playing across all 3 regions for us, CMS, Western, and Sandhill, so it's kind of a toss-up when it comes down to what conference championships might shake up to be, but most importantly for states, I think it goes without saying that we do have a couple of players that do jump off the screen. I forget the name of the individual that plays for Jack Britt, but that guy Steve is actually nuts. I believe that he was actually playing one of his matches at a swim meet via Wi-Fi, and he still won 2-0, and that really does say a lot for them. Crown from Palisades. He's nasty. I mean, we got to see what he was able to do back in states, but was able to get second back in the spring, and he's looking pretty poised to at least get top 2 at the very least. Very, very clean with what he's been able to do. But again, when it comes down to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because we have so many competitors, it is the only game seasonally that we are playing for top 16 when it comes down to conference championships. So all the way down to Westmac for CMS, Gaston Early College, and Richmond Senior High. That is right where you're going to see that top 16 get cut off. But because we still have 2 weeks of competition, doesn't necessarily mean even if you have a losing record, you can absolutely still qualify for conference championships. So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the buzzes videos that are on the Knotwork platform, so that way you can try to up your game and just be utterly prepared for conference championships, which is right around the corner. But as far as the standings are concerned, things have been shaken up, at least through the, I would more say on the outside of the bubble rather than the teams up at the top. We still have our top dogs who have barely even lost any of the games, let alone stocks. And some of these clips might just be telling for some of that as well. I believe that our first clip will be from Grays Creek versus Lumberton Senior High School. So got a Little Mac versus a Terry. Almost like a games of past towards a games of new. And well, Lil Mac, I don't know if you all have ever played against one of these guys. You just have to be able to land your smash attacks, hit a couple counters, and you're going to be sitting pretty. Terry, though, has a nice little combination there that you can combine into the Buster Wolf before he actually gets the go. It should end up killing at about 85% here on Smashville, but back to the neutral we will go. And this is where you could struggle if you are Terry, as XR's Little Mac can just sit here and just play for the counter game. Typical for a boxing-esque character like Little Mac from Punch-Out. Combination comes through, but good SDI coming through from XR does not mean that that combo will be true, but I'll tell you what is true. How about a full charge forward smash right into your face? KO punch now online. Won't be able to get any kills, not anytime soon, but it's going to be good damage. Might be running out here sometime soon. Got to be careful here if your Lumberton does lose that mechanic, but throws out a counter to be able to get back to the stage cleanly. Angry Boy trying to at least take the second stock off of the Little Mac. You just got to get him off the stage. This character's recovery is buns, but XR is just exemplifying how wonderful Little Mac could just control the middle of the stage. There's a true combination, but good DI coming through from XR means that they will be holding on to the second stock a little while longer. Got to be able to find one good stray move. If you are this Terry player is about to get the go bar online, which means that some of their moves and the combinations become that much more potent. Good combination coming through. No coming back from that one off the top side of the platform, and that's a timely elimination at that, given that the knockout punch just came online. Last stock situation here between Grays Creek High School and Lumberton Senior. XR trying to go for a little bit of a ledge guard, but won't be able to find it. 98%. Go meter online. The full charge forward smash again. Angie Boy just kind of drops right into the waiting arms of XR, and he will be able to take that game number 1. Very heavy-hitting matchup between Grays Creek and Lumberton Senior High School as they continue to play on as we hop over towards JT Williams and Providence High School. And I remember this one very, very specifically. Bubbles is a Wolf player, and if you've been watching Super Smash Bros. Ultimate since its launch, well, this character ran a majority of the tournaments. It was a lot of Wolf and a lot of Palutena once this game first came out. And on the other side, for Bowser, for Endless Mew, it's a tough pick to truly say. You can either become combo food or you can get an elimination super quickly so long as you know how to use the character correctly. But the thing about Bowser is pound for pound the heaviest character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, as Bubbles did find a lot of value in this and just like forcing the issue, making sure we all remember it is a platform fighter at the end of the day, throwing out projectiles just like Donkey Kong used to do back in the day to Mario, trying to climb some dang ladders. So 87% quickly onto the Bowser. But just because that percentage is getting closer towards red doesn't mean that the Bowser is in a disadvantageous position. becoming more and more disadvantageous. They cannot get back to the stage. Just narrowly gets towards the ledge. Up smash comes through for Bubbles, who's just trying to find that one straight back air, maybe an up smash, and be able to get that elimination. Back to spamming lasers on the other side of the stage. Come at me, bro, says Bubbles. As Endless Mew trying to take advantage of that top platform, tries to go for at least the down B, but doesn't get the down B through the stage, and it's just easy pickups there for Bubbles for the up smash to take that first stock. Endless Mew getting a little bit frustrated, kind of just spamming buttons. Bubbles is just kind of jumping around them, but one good straight hit, closer towards the ledge. That's realistically all you need if you are Endless Mew, but misses the ledge. What, the RP walk side by side? Interesting stuff, but still Bubbles with a 2-stock lead. Command grab, not going to be able to get the elimination, albeit touching on the top side of the platform. Here comes a nice little up air falling up tilt. Up airs again, brings Endless Mew up to 51% off the dash attack. Falling fair, and I don't think that Endless Mew was aware that they gave away their jump in that moment of time. So Bubbles going to be able to take this series, funnily enough, 2-0 in this entirety of a series. They actually won both of their series 2-0, so they went 2-0 on week number 4. Now we'll hop over to Kearns versus Northwest Guilford, and Northwest Guilford is another team that we have seen quite a lot of praise about just for the Cloud. Very strong character, as we just saw from Throne number 2, specifically Spargo, probably the best Cloud in the world, being able to take that as well. Luigi being piloted by Kearns Academy, trying to have fun with the Luigi. Again, this is a character that's tough, very tough to find value with, but still very rewarding nonetheless. You got a lot of good combos off the vacuum cleaner combination, a lot of good different maneuvers to get back to the stage, and the kill percentage becomes that much shorter if you can land your up Bs. But 124% forward smash there from Nico. It's going to send Microbolt just off the stage, but how about a falling back air coming through from Microbolt, one of the strongest moves coming out from the Final Fantasy VII character of Cloud. As the dash attacks are starting to come through. Cross slash just ever slow, or slightly hitting Nico up to 13%. And now the limit bar is fully charged. Won't be able to get an elimination here, but it's going to be good damage so long as you can catch on to the cross slash, and that will absolutely be the case. Another forward tilt coming through. Nico needs to try to reset neutral. Is able to do so there with the dash attack. Able to get back towards the ledge cleanly, and there's a nice little down smash to come through from Nico. Going to be able to get Microbolt now down to the last stock situation. The biggest difference is that Nico is down bad in a horrendous way. 94% on their last stock. One good up smash, one good forward smash could do it. Trying to throw that option out was Microbolt. Gets punished there. Trying to at least throw out the up B, maybe for another good, decent chunk of damage. But that limit bar is getting closer and closer towards being completed. And I think that's what you mostly have to look out for if you are Nico. Projectile spams coming through from Microbolt, trying to at least hold the neutral. Nico, good down B there at the ledge, catches Microbolt. Another dash attack sends them off the stage. Limit will be held on to, trying to find one good hit. Oh no, the finishing touches goes wide, and now the limit bar is completely gone, but Nico's off stage. One good hit is all Microbolt needs. Looking for the F tilt. Won't be able to find it so far. The vacuum cleaner trying to go for the back throw. It gets a lot of good throw back, but no! In case you didn't know, that's an emote that comes through from the Luigi, and it does have a meteor effect. It is a 2-frame as well, and that is a massive first game to win there for Kearns Academy. Not too sure how the rest of that series ended up going, but let me tell you, and when you go up against a Luigi and you lose to an emote like that, and they just barely just kick the bottom of the stage, and you get 2-framed meteor down, it'll frustrate even the best of players out there. Luigi has a lot of good gimmicks. He is a lot of fun. But we definitely love to be able to see everybody playing Super Smash Bros. Again, we have over 100 competitors, 100 different teams playing across the entire state of North Carolina. And again, top 16 is what you were looking out for. Go to the Knotwork platform to make sure you see where your school is located at as far as the leaderboards are. And then also go over to take a look at the Buzzes video so that way you can see what you can implement from a former multiple-time world's #1 Super Smash Bros. Ultimate player. So that way you can interpret that into your own game, and then maybe we will see you at conference championships, let alone states. But, you know, speaking of all that as well for the Knotwork platform, this is actually a fantastic place for you to go to submit clips. We want to see clips from you all. Again, we have the pleasure of watching a lot of these matches, but we don't get to broadcast them all. With that being said, you get the opportunity, you as the participant, the competitor, to be able to go back in many different of these games, theater mode, to be able to grab these clips, and you can upload it to the Notwork platform so we can take a look at some of your dope highlights. Here's a few of them that got submitted to us this past week. Just a few of them coming through, but still very fun nonetheless. We're going to be starting off here by Mapkipo, Super Smash Ultimate player, playing underneath the name of Jesse Bear, it looks like, and this seems to be just a very fun interaction with the soccer ball just getting mashed against the ledge, and was able to get the trade off of the false finish. Now over towards FF6563 here towards Overwatch 2 on the Reaper. Death Blossom, Beyblade, let it rip. Able to find himself a nice little 3K with the ultimate. Goes for a Shadow Step, and it's easy cleanup there on the Sojourn. Very fun clip coming through. Again, when it comes down to Overwatch 2, they literally give you these clips at the end of it, so just quite literally grab the recording software, upload to the Notwork platform. We want to highlight it week in and week out so that way we can gas you up ahead of the conference championships. But yeah, very fun stuff. Definitely go back through all of your gameplay, whether you find it on VESL updates or it was even broadcasted on for a lot of our broadcasts as well. Just grab the clips real quick, send it our way on the Notwork platform. Me and Senior Pizza Time, we will make sure that we get those clips online for you guys. But with all that said as well, funnily enough, ended with one Overwatch clip. Might as well talk about Overwatch next as we take a look at the standings here. Across the board, only 9 teams for Western, but let me tell you, they are definitely duking it out. That gas in early college is definitely spicy when it comes down to their gameplay. They have one player named Quirky Turtle, funnily enough, and that guy's Cassidy is the gosh darn truth. I barely see him miss any shots whatsoever, but we still have a lot of undefeated. 4 undefeated teams with not dropping a single map so far for CMS in their region. Both the Palisades teams are very, very good. A very tenured high school, as me and Trey like to call them, when it comes down to everything esports related. They are both undefeated. Providence and Audrey Kell A still find themselves over there. For Sandhills, shout out Westover and Durham Arts, also being undefeated. But again, top 8 is what you're mostly looking at so far. And well, if you're looking at for CapTech A and CapTech B, they're both on the bubble more or less. Might have to decide which one is going to end up going to conference championships in a few weeks' time and which one will be staying home. But you still have a lot of opportunity when it comes down to the Sandhills region. You have a lot of teams at top 8 that are still tied 2-2, just need to be able to win their upcoming few matches and make sure that their map differential is that much better than their opponents, let alone being able to beat those other teams that are on that side of the bubble is even more important. But that could be said across for CMS as well as Sandhills. Just because you might find yourself maybe closer towards 15th, you are still technically tied at 2-2, 1-3. Anything can change as we still have 2 more weeks of competition to play. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these clips as well when it comes down to Overwatch. And I'm going to immediately hop over towards Audrey Kell. And Boost was one of those players, again, we did have when it came down to Valorant, I want to say, for the spring season last year as well. This guy's shot is absolutely disgusting. Decision-making there to pull out the Deadeye on the flank here on the opening stage of Nepal was definitely something to behold. 92%, surely looking like a blowout here. Olympic High School need to try to get back towards the point. Gonna end up sending the Orisa to try to get over towards that point, but Boost already on the flank again, and then the Ramatra ultimate just to hit you in your face. A 1-2 combination to make sure you cannot go anywhere. Fluff and Boost will find the last few eliminations. Wonderfully done there for Audrey Kell A as we move over towards Surivasa here for the Flashpoint map number 2. And Quails is going to move over towards the Winston. We saw the Ramatra. This guy just loves to get in your face with any tank character. And Winston just as good to do it as well. Cureless on the Genji, a little bit of a homage, tip your cap to Overwatch's past meta of the good old GT dive. The Genji Tracer dive is still very, very potent as Audrey Kell were able to win this series 2-0. Here's a nice little play of the game from Quails on the Winston. Nice tech actually coming through with the melee. A lot of Winstons still don't do this, and definitely love to see it coming through from Quails. When you jump in, you can get a guaranteed 25 damage there with the melee, not to mention with the falling damage as well. Now moving over towards the western region here with Northwest Guilford going up against Kearns Academy. And as I was talking about, Northwest Guilford are still undefeated, so they have a lot of good players playing on this team in particular. They're so good, in fact, that they're actually spawn trapping. I cannot tell you how difficult it is to actually find yourself in a moment to actually spawn trap in a game of Overwatch 2, but Northwest Guilford were able to do that, plus a little bit more. Here's the play of the game from the Cassidy of Northwest Guilford. able to just find a good couple of cleanup kills. Does really say a lot when you have a Tracer peppering them down. Helps out you just being able to find that last body shot to be able to get that elimination. Now over towards the Flashpoint Survivasa, map number 2. From Cassidy to a Genji, has a blade. Oh, he's sniffing for it. Oh, he's going to dive right in. No nano boost even required. There's no defensive ultimate on the opposite side. The rally was available, but Shio was just way too low to try to pull it out. And the blade didn't find any elimination, sure, but the damage was surely felt. His first Flashpoint will surely go over towards Northwest Guildford. Just a last little baby diva to deal with, and Doge, Zombie Boy, not long for that world at all, but that ended up going at least, I believe, 2 more Flashpoints there, but Northwest Guildford A were able to take this, in a 3-0 fashion. Swanky Pants over towards the Doomfist. Former DPS character, by the way, moved over towards the tank. Still annoying. It doesn't even matter. Character may not do as much damage as the past, but still very annoying to play up against. So Northwest Guildford, as I said, still undefeated. Durham, they are still undefeated as well, going up against West Craven High School. And these are 2 teams, as far as the Sandhills region, very, very good at what they do. They practice a lot, and it definitely shows in a lot of their gameplay. But Swaggy Boy on the hamster. And the thing about Wrecking Ball is that you're almost forced to deal with him. Otherwise, he's just going to keep getting away with things like this. He's displacing tons of different members, and West Craven simply cannot focus him down. Big shatter coming through from Jaeger, though. Going to be able to find himself 3 eliminations coming through as he sends 3 players on their back. The Somber player last alive, and well, it seems that SA Owl was able to just narrowly get out of the harm's way from that rocket hammer. West Craven were able to flip the point. One good team fight comes through from Durham. They might be able to win it out. Blizzard's already on the field as well. He got a minefield available. A nano boost, I can only imagine, should go over towards the Wrecking Ball. Big slam going in towards the back, but Jaeger still trying to find value into the back line of Durham. West Craven trying to hold on. It's a support for a support, 4v4. Jaeger's actually going to get hacked up, doesn't have any of their abilities, but finally when they get unhacked, they have a nice little flame strike to come through and will take down the enemy Ana. The minefield was at play before you ended up going down. If you are Swag Boy, that's a big moment for themselves, as it seems that they were not only able to flip that point, but they were also able to take that map number 1. Here's their map number 2 on Survivasa. So we're seeing Swag Boys still stay on that Wrecking Ball. West Craven actually electing to go through a handful of changes, and the most important one should be this Roadhog. Almost feels like you have a beefy secondary DPS on your team. The lift from his own teammate actually kind of denies any sort of hook to lock down Swag Boy on that Wrecking Ball, but that's what's most important when it comes down to that Roadhog pick. Just try to keep that Wrecking Ball in one place. Seems that both have taken a mutual understanding to go towards the Malga, which is a very good tank when it comes down to Flashpoint. Very mobile. Their ultimate with the cage fight is very, very good to be able to set up your DPS for tons of success. Here comes the dashing towards the back line, and well, Swag Boy was just waiting for it, wants to play counter dive, and getting incredibly low is Jaeger. Wolf unfortunately put themselves in harm's way trying to keep their tank alive, and this should be a very easy flip coming through at the end for Durham, who, again, as I was pointing out at the leaderboards, still undefeated, so they were able to take that series in a 2-0 fashion. But again, just because you lose 2-0 doesn't always spell the entirety of the picture. We even saw a lot of those clips, a lot of the teams still playing each other close, albeit losing the maps. It just comes down to those very fine-tuning moments. So I urge you all at home, go to the Knotwork platform, take a look at Jake Overwatch's videos. Again, former pro player, former #1 drunk rat player in the world, used to play for the Houston Outlaws back in the Overwatch League, and now he is an OWCS commentator, analyst, and content creator alike. There's no better mind to learn from, in my opinion, than Jake. Watch that with your team, then go into a VOD review so that way you can try to learn and adapt as the weeks go on, because you might just be outside the bubble, and these upcoming games might just be crucial for you to be able to make it into the conference championships. Again, we are looking for top 8. But with all that said as well, Overwatch, a very, very fun esport to watch. A lot of particles coming through, but I personally love to be able to see all the competition coming through continuously. My CMS RD partner, Trey, is absolutely loving everything about our next title that we're talking about, and that is College Football 2025. This is a game that is loved by most and absolutely difficult to play, but we love to be able to see everybody really showcasing all the different nuances of the game. We're talking like crucial audibles. We're also talking being able to hard read defenses, being able to go for it on 4th and 3 and making just buck wild plays happen. We all know it for a fact. everybody has a big target on Shelby A. That from the Western region, that's where TBK goes to. He is your former Madden VESL champion when it came down to the spring season, but we still have a lot of competitors that are willing to put their dukes up. I've heard very scary things about that Northside Onslow school when it comes down to Sandhill. Still undefeated, point differential just as egregious as Shelby's. These will all be adjusted. We do have a mercy rule now that if you win by 42, it is all GGs. You don't have to play the rest of the quarters, and it seems that a lot of us have been taking that in for the previous few weeks. But a lot of good Sandhills teams coming through. You still have 3 undefeated teams, 2 there for Western, including TBK at Shelby, 4 Bush also being undefeated at 4-0, and only 1 at CMS, that for Palisades. Again, like I said, the broken record in me, they are a very tenured school. They are not bad when it comes down to every single title that we play here for the seasonal games here for the VESL season. So here are some of the clips coming through for college football. We're going to be starting off here with Kearns going up against Shelby High. Nice little pass over the top and picking Oregon. Definitely love to be able to see that. A little bit of the Ducks. A lot of love. This field is definitely pretty, but nice little slant route being run. Going to be able to score a touchdown, and they're actually finding themselves down due Kearns Academy to Shelby High School. Point after attempt will be good. Still early doors as far as this game is concerned. I believe that we have moved to now being playing 5-minute quarters instead of 7. No accelerated clock as well, so it kind of evens itself out as far as game time is concerned. But these last 2 minutes and 30 seconds as far as this first half is concerned might just be how the rest of the game might go. Electing to bring it out from the end zone, that's a bold call when you could just take the touchback and get yourself to the 25-yard line. Seems that things were turned over in the end as Kearns Academy now have possession of the ball. Nice little run play up through the gut. Got to be able to put themselves in a position not only for potentially a field goal, but potentially putting themselves in a position to be able to score 6. It would be crucial for them to at least put up 7 here as they still trail by 14 due Kearns Academy B. Seems that Shelby are taking the time as far as the defensive call is concerned, looking for at least a deep zone, middle safety zone also coming through, but electing to go for a little bit of an audible, looking for a little bit more man-to-man coverage. A blitz is also being set up as well. Got to be careful of this if you are Kearns here on the pistol stance off of the one player in motion. Calling a couple audibles. Don't like what they see. Here comes the hike. Going to be able to throw it on the outside, but just a little bit too hard. Didn't lead the pass enough. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. Now, I love this call being there for Shelby High School. Again, it's not just offense that you want to see all of these audibles and alterations to your play. You also should be doing it on defense, and you're seeing that wonderfully by Shelby, who will actually get past the offensive line, but doesn't even matter when you have an open man downfield. It almost felt like a rinse, wash, repeat coming through there at the end for Kearns, as they were able to put another 6 on the board going in towards the halftime. Now over towards Palisades versus Providence. Again, Palisades as a tenured school, what a hurdle that was coming through for Providence as they are able to bring the ball out, and well, it'll actually go up to the 27. Again, when you take that touchback, you start on the 25, but always like to take the gambit to be able to see if you can get a little bit more yardage. Currently being spectated by Palisades B, so we see all the zone coverage in towards the defense. Providence, though, with a 1 back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. Maybe looking for something a little bit of a deeper play. The halfback actually gets loose, scrambles all the way outside. He is so open, it's not even funny. Should get caught, actually spins out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Doesn't really matter when you still have 3 timeouts, and you get the free timeout. 134 seconds does subside when the 2-minute warning hits, more or less. Providence A still trailing by 14 points here. 32 seconds until that free timeout does come through. We'll have to see what this play has to offer. Double back, 3 wide receivers. Scrambling, staying inside the pocket. No, threw right into triple coverage, and Palisades B are able to recover the football. No way, he shakes all of these tackles. Nobody's going to be able to catch him in time. Already past the 20, in towards the 10, in the 5, and jumps into the end zone. A pick 6 for 89 yards is egregious, to say the least. Insult to injury. How about this coming through from NC Virtual versus Riverside? Boise State versus North Carolina. The Tar Heels are schools that we don't see all too often. And Boise State here played by Riverside. Going to be able to get the interception. Setting a couple players down. Our NC Virtual, does he get the tackle in time at the 1? Almost was a pick 6 for about 90-plus yards. That would have been insanity. But a big moment now for Riverside. If they can try to get this football in, get themselves a little bit closer towards this lead that NC Virtual have cemented for themselves. Can they get this play, and can they get this touchdown? There's still plenty of game clock left. I mean, it's only the third quarter. 4 minutes left. Run play in. Just shoves right in towards the defensive line, who just almost side suplexed him to the ground, for crying out loud, but can't get in towards the end zone. Brings up 2nd and goal. You almost feel like one of these run plays surely would have to stick. Got a double back setup. Probably going to be going to number 2. Yep, sure is. No, it's actually a play fake. Fullback's open. Tries to scramble, but gets rid of the ball just in the nick of time. That could have gotten scary. That brings up the 3rd and goal. Really do feel like that off of that pick almost in towards the end zone, starting this possession on the 1, that you really should be able to turn this into at least 6 points. Back to the run game, shoves away for the first one. The ball almost became loose, but able to step in towards the end zone there for the touchdown. Almost a full stop there for NC Virtual. Will not be the case at all, as it's about to be a 43-49 point game. But I definitely love to see all the different schools that are being picked for colleges specifically. Boise State is super out there. The Tar Heels make a whole lot more sense because, go figure, we are currently residing in the state of North Carolina, and I'm sure that a lot of people are thinking even between going and being a Tar Heel or maybe going to Wake Forest. I'm not too sure. You have a lot of different options when it comes down to the state of North Carolina. I personally like to bang my head against the proverbial brick wall and always pick UMD even when teams are not even, because I like to represent the college that I went to. Nonetheless, a lot of time left to be played here. As NC Virtual going to go for a little bit of a flea flicker. Deep downfield. One man all the way there in the defense. Cannot get to the ball in time. Oh, it is easy days. NC Virtual, what a play off the flea flicker. Going to be able to get themselves into the end zone, and they inevitably did win that game in the end. But as I was saying, we definitely love to see all of the competition coming through for college football. Again, as all of us as far as RDs are concerned, in one way, shape, or another, watch football. Go figure. We live in North Carolina. We do love a good game of some pigskin. So definitely love to see all of that coming through, and make sure you go to the Knotwork platform to take a look at multiple #1 and champion Dreeny when it comes down to all of their football acolytes, both in Madden and college football, so that way you can learn more about the game and learn more about how you can turn your opponents into a mental head case. But that's all going to do it, at least for the esports side of things. And now we get the pleasure to hand things over to our STEM friends for a little update from them.
Thanks, Proper. All right, everybody, welcome to the best part of the stream, the STEM Recap. My name is Ko.
And I'm Julianne.
And this is a recap of what just happened in the previous week, as well as a look at what is about to come in this upcoming week, and a sneak peek, of what's going to happen in the conference championship. So let's dive into it, and let's start talking about the exclusive STEM competitions, what just happened. So the 8 UEFN teams competing have just completed their maps for the game mode that they made in the previous weeks. And so their games are really starting to come together. The 8 teams that are competing in the exclusive digital marketing competition have just gone through a marketing optimization phase where they use strategies like search engine optimization and other specific tags and other tools to boost their virality. And for this competition, we have in 3rd place, the Ka-Chow Kid, in 2nd, Becca the Destroyer, and in 1st, Josh, aka Riots. Glad to see those hardworking individuals at the top of the leaderboard. And now, we're going to take a look at hydroponics. The now 6 teams in hydroponics have accepted the delivery of their hydroponic units, and they're constructing them, have already constructed them, and they've already begun to plant their seeds of their choice. So, really cool stuff over there in the hydroponics area. Can't wait to see how their plants turn out.
Super cool to see the students getting their aqua trees, and excited to see them progress throughout the rest of the season. But let's get into the STEM competitions that just recently ended for the rest of the public top qualifying teams before we get into the competitions that you can still compete in. So let's touch on robotics. So this past week, students have received their 5 robotic arms, and they're actually starting to build them before later on they'll start programming them. So stay tuned for that. And the drone showdown is cut off. We got our 8 drone pilots using the Drone Racing League simulator, racing each other's times to get the best time. So it's super competitive, and it's really great to see. Some of you guys, we tried playing it, and I am not great at it, so it's super impressive to see some of you guys' quick times. So in 3rd place, we had NCVA Saturn. 2nd place, Josh, aka Riots, and 1st place, the Ka-Chow Kid, with the winning time of 41 seconds and 47 milliseconds. So see if you can beat this score at home. I doubt you can. It's hard. So.
Yeah, well, the Ka-Chow Kid, I'm coming for you because I'm going to be trying myself. So look out, buddy. All right, now let's talk about the competitions that are still open for anybody to join. We're going to look at what just happened in the previous phase. So first, for game building, phase 3, it just concluded with all the participants having developed a MVP or minimum viable product of their game idea that they created in the previous weeks with whatever engine they wanted. So let's go ahead and take a look at top 3 here. In third place, we have a big man. He has made a game called Tank War. It's a pretty cool game. I've seen games like this on the internet before. If you've ever played a game called Tank Trouble, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, his game is a top-down tank game. He runs around, shoots all of the enemies that spawn in the level. Right. The controls look really nice. It also looks like it's got some cool aimbot effects going on there. Yeah.
Nice. Is that made with autoplay?
It does appear to be made with autoplay. It is definitely a web game. But it is pretty cool.
Impressive.
Actually, it's a Construct game.
I might have to. Oh.
Yeah, this is made in Construct. So
nice.
Yeah. Very cool stuff over here. I would definitely play that myself. All right. So in second place, we have Curry Haas or Curry Just. Still not exactly sure how to pronounce that one yet, but they have made Space Invaders. Pretty cool classic. And
I like how they're showing the mobile.
Oh yeah,
mobile
for sure, for sure. Yeah, so I guess they intend to play this on their mobile device, and that would mean it's easier for everybody at the events to play it on their phone.
Totally.
Well. Yeah. So.
And I'm a mobile gamer myself, so I'm a bit biased.
Okay.
But I like it.
Extra points over here for Curry Haas. Cool. All right, and in first place for game building, we have NCVA Saturn. They made a game called Velocity Circuit. And the interesting thing about this one is they made it in Fortnite using UEFN. So this is a pretty cool looking game. They got lots of cars that you can choose from, and it's essentially like a time trial map, but with like multiple ways. So it's almost like a choose your own adventure kind of racing game, which is definitely an interesting combination to see. I love the fact that you can do tricks. You know, I do tricks on my bicycle all the time. That's why I have so many boo-boos. But yeah, so I would definitely play this game. I just need the link to it.
Right.
That's all, you know?
Get Christian on it. I also like the video editing. I'm assuming that's not in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely going a little bit above and beyond here with some text on the video and other cool shots. Those cool transitions. Whoa! Look at that text just dropping in there. Pretty cool stuff, man.
Love it.
Pretty cool stuff. Cool.
You know what I'd love to watch and see students submit even more this past week is the 3D models. So students actually were able to get their hands on Tinkercad, which if you don't know, Tinkercad is just a website where you can go and build any 3D model that you want and print it. So students were on Tinkercad, built their 3D boats, and were kind of sharing their designs, what they look like now before they start getting into the printing process, and kind of their decision making behind their designs. So in third place we had Ghost Z with 655 points. I like this. It kind of gives spaceship energy. I like the minimal amount of colors they got going on so far. Who knows? They might be adding a bunch more color to it. But I like it. It looks pretty big. And if we've printed some of our own boats, mine was also way larger than I thought. So I wonder how big.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
this one looks very aerodynamic. Reminds me of a Zeppelin. I don't know if that's the correct term, but the giant balloons in the sky.
Yeah,
you know?
you're right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, congrats to Ghosts. Second place, we had Cat Peaches with 660 points. They made some minimal changes, but they overall kept their design the same. I personally, I love this. I don't know. It kind of gives cozy reading nook. You know, I want to sit in the boat, and I feel like I would be just safe. I feel like I would survive a storm. I feel like I wouldn't get knocked over. I wouldn't sink. So I do like this one. They said that they removed some of the supports for the sails because it was too top heavy. You know, they knew that can make it sink.
Yeah.
And it would be hard to print. So already thinking ahead to get these designs into the real world. We love to see it.
Oh, for sure. It's actually the first one that I feel like I've seen with a sail on it. So, you know, some unique points going on there. Yeah.
Speed. And then in first place, we have NCVA Saturn with 675 points. They actually used a different program, which we're allowing any students to do. Tinkercad obviously is more beginner friendly. We have some courses on Tinkercad, but you're open to use whatever 3D modeling software you want. So this is Fusion 360. I like it. It's giving clean speedboat kind of.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like this one would glide nicely on top of water, except I'm missing the hollowed out. I guess there is a hollowed out inside, but it's very sleek. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the metallic look on the metallic finished look. It's like very brushed, polished.
Totally.
Makes it look super clean and futuristic. And also, I noticed 2 chairs there. I wonder if 2 Lego figures are gonna make an appearance here in the cool Fusion 360 boat that we have here.
I wonder.
Maybe.
Guess we'll have to wait and find out.
All right, so lastly, we have Follower Frenzy Phase 3 that just ended with participants having gone through a analytical phase where they take all of the relevant metrics that they had on their posted content and they're using that to make smarter and more informed decisions that will lead them to having tons of followers. So in 3rd place, we have Director over there from Olympic. Let's take a look at his, what's the P word for this?
Platform?
Platform profile?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so it's called Red Light 199 on Instagram, and this is the VESLer that posts the funny little Pokemon images.
Low res.
Low res Pokemon images, and I forgot what Pokemon this is, but but him riding the skateboard, always a classic. And this poorly drawn Pikachu, I love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Cool. Yeah. So really good stuff over here, Director. Thank you so much for sharing all of these wonderful images. In 2nd place, we have The Ka-Chow Kid, who has their YouTube channel named The Ka-Chow Kid. And first of all, the first thing that you see here when you look at it is the banner. Not gonna lie, really, really love the RTX-enabled Minecraft banner with a very clean The Ka-Chow Kid logo on it. Very nice. And he has 69 subscribers with 52 videos. Very cool.
I like how he's keeping his branding consistent. You know, the Ka-Chow Kid, I'm like, oh, I know who that is.
Oh, for sure. It's the same thing as his Discord. I bet he's connected it on his Discord as well. So if you just click on it, you can find his YouTube channel. Super easy. Really cool stuff. Really clean profile we got here. Great job, the Ka-Chow Kid. And in 1st place, we have NCVA Saturn, the one, the only, who also has a YouTube channel. All right, really cool stuff we have here on Saturn's YouTube page. I like the banner here as well. Very aesthetically pleasing. This honestly seems like something our marketing team would cook up. Like,
Totally.
I wonder where he got that from. What do you think about the profile picture, though?
What movie is that character from?
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sid
Love
the Kid, the evil one, though. So, is Saturn evil? Confirmed?
Oh.
I don't know.
Guess you have to watch his videos and find out.
Oh, for sure. But honestly, like, real quick, I love the thumbnail on this Fortnite Chapter 2 one. The googly eyes on John Wick. Very, very, very good design choice there from Saturn. Cool. All right, so epic preview, recap of what just happened this past week. And so now let's get into a preview of what is happening in the final week. So this marks the beginning of the very final week of STEM challenges before conference championships and the highly anticipated STEM event. So let's look at phase 4 for each of these different competitions, which just launched last night, and it is the make or break phase for many of you folks out there watching and participating. So, but this is also still an opportunity for anybody who hasn't competed to go ahead and hop in and start competing. So let's start with the exclusive competitions. For phase 4 of the UEFN competition, competitors are polishing up their game modes before forcing some very helpful friends of theirs to play that game mode, and they're going to record a video of their friends playing, filling all the teams, and that's how they're going to showcase how their game mode is played. It should be a super interesting watch for everybody who watches it.
Totally. And if you need any extra play testers, I'm sure Christian would love to hop on there and give it a go.
Oh yes, please send me an invite. I will hop on. That will be my gateway drug into Fortnite.
There you go. You've never played?
Well, I know I have. I just really hate Fortnite. But I won't hate Fortnite if I play your game mode. So go ahead.
There you go. Now let's get into digital marketing, the exclusive advanced digital marketing competition. They're continuing to market their videos, see who can get the most views, likes, click-through rates, all that good stuff, tracking their metrics along the way and making improvements to their strategy. You know, there's still time to change those keywords, change those tags, and get the most views as they can before championships. So excited to see that.
Oh, for sure. All right, so for phase 4 of the hydroponics competition, competitors are currently hard at work growing the crops, and they're going to be filming some very informative and comprehensive presentations on their work for everybody who is interested to watch. That includes me. I will be watching those videos.
Me as well.
Yes. So next, let's cover the competitions that have already had their cut-offs previously. So for phase 4 of the robotics competition, competitors are currently using their robotic arms that they have previously assembled to perform some automated task of their choosing. The choice of the task, as well as how well it performs that task, is what will be judged on these competitors here. Both are subject to evaluation. So if you're interested in what these competitors are going to accomplish with these robotic arms, keep an eye out on that social feed on the network.
I'm excited to see their creativity and what tasks they come up with. But I'm even more excited, I think, for the drone pilot showdown. I know. So students this upcoming week, they're moving on to the pro mode, doing some training on there, some more racing against each other. But with the twist that they're not preparing to live race against each other. So make sure you keep staying tuned into the network and our streams, because you'll be able to see some of their live races against each other in conference championships. So super excited for that. And for those who are not in the exclusive competitions that have already been cut off, don't worry. This part is now for you. We still have 3 competitions open up for anyone. It's, like Christian said, not too late for anyone to join. You can literally start today, get a team, help you out, get your STEM coach to help you out. It's not too late to make it to states. So to start that off, follower Frenzy. You'll be creating your own video to post on the social platform using any video editor. So like 3D modeling, we're not going to force you to use CapCut, Adobe Premiere. We do have courses to help you out on that if you want to use those, but feel free to use whatever you would like. And again, grab a team, grab your friends, make some content, and post it.
And talking about posting with your friends, you can post some really cool 3D models in the competition 3D Print to Win, where you will be competing your final 3D models for your boats in Tinkercad. And those things are going to be 3D printed by us after you send us your final models at the end of the week. It's never too late to get a team together and start building these. So as we experienced previously, adding VESL to the side of your boat can help it win, as you found out. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, be on the lookout for a staff boat creation competition video coming out soon on our socials. Anybody could win. Anybody's game. Yeah, all right. And so finally, we're going to talk about phase 4 of game building. You are taking your feedback that you gathered from the MVP phase that has just concluded, and you're going to finalize the development of your game over the next 7 days. There are lots of do's and don'ts, but just remember, make the game fun and make it fun for you, because if it's fun for you, then there is no better game out there. And if you're interested in making games or playing these games that VESLers have created, go to the Network social feed and just filter by game, and you will find tons of games for you to play.
Love that. I've been on the arcade trying to get on as many leaderboards as I humanly is possible, and I've been having so much fun. So I love touching on all those weekly competitions, but I think I'm even more excited to kind of unveil a little bit of what conference championships look like, give a little sneak peek in what's to come in the next couple weeks for these STEM competitions. Christian, do you want to start us off?
Absolutely. So for UEFN and game building alike, competitors, games, and game modes will be put to the ultimate test as VESL staffs play your game, crewing both teams, where afterward those staff members will evaluate your projects based on several things, but obviously mainly how fun it is. After receiving this detailed feedback from the staff, you will then have the opportunity to refine your game mode for the state competition. Next, for advanced digital marketing, your YouTube videos will be shown off one by one and judged comprehensively via the amazing statistics that you have earned over the past few weeks here through your hard work. For 3D modeling and printing, your boats will embark on a dangerous voyage through the VESL ocean to test both its buoyancy, durability, and a third option, overall design. Will your boat overcome the dangers of the sea, or will it sleep with the fishes? I don't know. Hopefully you know. Hopefully you do a great job. And finally, for VESL's Drone Pilot Showdown, you will be entering the virtual drone racing ring and directly racing against all of your other competitors in the Drone Racing League simulator. So start practicing now. Who knows what map you will be racing in? I don't know.
Well, I know I'm counting down the days to see all of your hard work pay off in these exciting competitions. Whether you're racing drones, finishing up your game modes, printing your 3D models, it's time to shine. So keep pushing, and we will see you at the conference championships.
All right, and of course, catch us next week at the same time, at the same channel, and back to you, eSport Caster.
Always a pleasure to hear from our STEM friends again, working side by side every single Thursday. You can see all the STEM competitions happening side by side with us and Rocket League as we continue to give you all those updates as well. Go to the Notwork platform, make those memes, make sure you're taking part of those STEM competitions, make sure you get all of those coins because it could end up in some pretty sick prizes for you as well. I almost wish that I could partake in them for some of the prizes that are available as well. Make sure you guys are taking a look at the Notwork platform continuously for updates when it comes down to esports, when it comes down to STEM. Conference championships are right around the corner, not to mention states, formats, and the rule books, and everything else that you need to know from standings, as well as the curriculum videos that are being prepared by all of the pro content creators. On behalf of everybody involved, it has been a fantastic week number 4. Looking forward to week number 5. We'll see you then.